There is a road in northern Ukraine that does not appear on any map. It begins somewhere past the last gas station outside Chernihiv, where asphalt thins into cracked gray veins and the forest leans closer to the roadside, as if listening. You will not notice when you turn onto it. There is no sign. No marker. Only a sudden silence. The birds stop first. Then the wind. Even your engine sounds different, duller, swallowed. That is when you know you are on the shadow road. I did not believe in roads that disappear. Not until the night my brother called me. He spoke only one sentence, "Don't come to Verbivka." Then the line went dead. Verbivka was our grandmother's village. Small. Forgotten. Half swallowed by forest. As children, we spent summers there, running through sunflower fields, swimming in the river that curled like a silver ribbon behind the orchard. But there was one place we were forbidden to go. The old willow grove beyond the marsh. Grandmother called it the listening place. If you speak there, she warned, something will answer. We thought she was joking. Children always do. The last time I saw Verbivka was 15 years ago. Back then, it still felt alive. When I returned after my brother's call, it felt like it was holding its breath. Our grandmother's house stood at the edge of the village. The windows were dark. The gate hung open. I called my brother's name. No answer. Inside, the air smelled of damp earth, not dust. Earth. As if the floorboards covered soil instead of foundation. The kitchen table was set for two. 2 plates. 2 glasses. And a candle burned between them. Fresh. I touched the wax. Still warm. He had been here. Or something wanted me to think he had. It came after midnight. Not from outside. From the walls. A sound like breath sliding through cracks. Then words. Soft. Layered. Many voices speaking at once. Not screaming. Not threatening. Just repeating, "Stay." I stood in the center of the room, heart pounding, trying to tell myself it was wind. But the windows were closed. And the air was perfectly still. The whisper moved closer. Not physically. Inside my head. "Stay. Stay. Stay." And beneath it. A familiar voice. My brother's. At dawn, I walked toward the willow grove. The path was narrower than I remembered. As if it hadn't been used in years. The trees leaned inward. Branches brushing my shoulders. When I reached the grove, the temperature dropped. No birds. No insects. The willows formed a circle around a patch of blackened earth. And in the center. Footprints. Leading inward. None leading out. My brother's boots. I knew the tread pattern. He had stepped into the circle. And vanished. There are stories in Politia older than churches. Older than borders. Stories about places where the world thins. Where memory leaks through. Grandmother once told us that some villages are built on crossroads of things that never learn to die. She said the willow grove was not cursed. It was hungry. Not for flesh. For presence. For those who belong to the land. Blood remembers, she used to say. I used to laugh. I do not laugh anymore. That night, the house changed. The walls seemed closer. The ceiling lower. At exactly 3:13 a.m. the candle on the table lit itself. The flame burned green. And the whispering returned. Louder now. More urgent. Stay. I covered my ears. It did not matter. Because the sound was not entering from outside. It was unfolding from within. Then I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow. Dragging. My brother's voice called my name. From a room that no longer existed. Because our grandmother's house never had a second floor. The stairs appeared where the pantry door used to be. Wooden. Old. Wet. I told myself not to climb them. But I did. Each step groaned beneath my weight. At the top was a hallway. Lined with doors. Behind each door. Whispers. Some crying, some laughing. Some begging. One door at the end stood open. Inside was my brother. Standing in the center of a room filled with soil. Up to his ankles. He looked at me and smiled. "You shouldn't have come," he said gently. Then the floor swallowed him. Verbivka was not abandoned. It was absorbed. The villagers had not left. They had been kept. The willow grove was a mouth. The house was a throat. And the shadow road. The vein that carried new blood in. I understood then. My brother had not called to warn me. He had called to bring me. Because the grove does not take strangers, it takes lineage. The next night, I returned to the listening place. The circle of black earth pulsed faintly. Like breathing. I stepped inside. The ground was soft. Warm. Voices surrounded me. Not frightening. Familiar. I heard grandmother. I heard childhood laughter. I heard my own voice at age 7. All of it preserved. Stored. The land does not forget. It only waits. The soil opened beneath my feet. And I did not fall. I sank. Slowly. Gently. Like entering deep water. My brother stood beside me in the darkness below. "We are not dead," he said. "We are remembered." Months later, travelers sometimes speak of a narrow road past Chernihiv. They say their GPS glitches. Their radios fill with static. They feel watched. If they turn around quickly enough, they forget. If they continue, they find a village not marked on maps. With one house lit by candlelight. And 2 figures at the window. Waiting. Not to harm. Not to chase. Only to ask, "Will you stay?" Because some places in Ukraine are older than memory. And the land does not always release what belongs to it. It keeps. It listens. And if you ever hear whispering in the trees, do not answer, unless you are ready to remain.